This was me 6 months ago, and this is me now. As you can tell by the hair on my head you see today, I clearly got a hair transplant. Now, some of you may watching this might even say, John, your hair wasn't that bad before. And the actual answer was, it was that bad. It actually got really bad. It got to a point where all of the thinning, all of the recession in my hair made me feel so inadequate in the way I actually viewed myself. Some of you may confuse that with me being insecure or anxious or depressed about the way I look. I just simply knew I looked like shit, right? I just looked like shit. The results when it came to women were terrible. I could not approach a girl, even though I did, right? Every time I approached a girl, the results were always the same. They would look at me and think, this guy's confident, but then they would look at me a little bit closer and think, something's not right here. As much as you are confident, as much as you are internally believing in yourself, I love people, I love everyone, we're all positive. The matter of fact is, everyone judges you for the way you look, right? And that's just an unfortunate fact of life, right? So when they judge me with a perfect hairline, an absolute perfect beard, and a perfect physique, and the perfect attire, and the way I speak is just so eloquent and articulate and so amazing and interesting. This video isn't about me being narcissistic and just creepy about the way I view the world. It is just a simple fact that this is how the world works, and you're in this world too. So just get used to it, all right? Okay, moving on from that rant just then, let's get actually into the hair transplant and the procedure and the aftermath of the whole thing and kind of what you guys want to know in regards to the actual hair transplant, okay? So the first thing I wanted to know was, where should I actually go get this hair transplant done? I've seen all over social media about Turkey. It's the place to go. Apparently it's so good, blah, blah, blah. As I continued to research about hair transplant and the results, the pros and cons associated with it, I personally came to the conclusion that Turkey wasn't for me. Now, the reason being is, it is so common for the Turkish hairlines to be perfectly straight, and that just wasn't the look I was going for, right? I know it was a cheaper option to go to Turkey, even with the flights, even though I live in Australia. I still came to the conclusion that I'm getting this procedure to look my best. I do not care about the price, I just want to look the best. I want the best results, I want the best recovery, I want to look as best as possible. Now, I did it in Melbourne, Australia, where I live. I'm not going to name the place I did it at yet. If this video goes viral, I'll put a link in the bio of the place I went to. And if this video goes viral, I will tell them that you guys did a good job and I want commission. Now, let's get on to the price, right? I paid altogether for my hair transplant. Drum roll, please. This is really, like, this is just cooked, the price. I spent $14,000 on my hair transplant. $14,000. That's a lot of money, right? Paid that up full as well. Paid it on the day, no after pay, no nothing. Just boom, 14 grand. Now, do I regret paying $14,000 for my hair transplant? The answer is no. I have an amazing set of hair now. I have amazing results. I'm really happy with the results. I'm really happy where my life is going now in regards of my appearance and the way I look. I look so handsome and stuff. $14,000 is a lot, like, not gonna lie, it's actually a ridiculous amount of money when I think about it out loud. And not just that, just the amount of money I've spent recently in the past 6 to 12 months of my life. So yeah, let's just move on from that before I start crying. Now, let's actually talk about the actual procedure itself. Is it painful? Does the anesthetic work? And so on. Now, the unfortunate truth about the procedure is it actually does hurt a lot, right? And the anesthetic associated with the actual treatment itself, the hair transplant itself, is extremely painful. But the good news is, the pain only lasts for a very short time. Like, when I say short, I mean like it's in and out, right? But when they do, the most painful part of the whole thing is when they actually anesthetize the front of your head, right? I don't know what happens all over the world, but at least the place that I went to, they injected the anesthetic in my eyebrows as well, which I didn't know it was a thing, but apparently it is. And that pain when they injected the anesthetic into my eyebrows was unbelievable. When I say painful, I repeat, that is 10 out of 10 pain. But as I said, it's literally only for the amount of time that they stab it into your eyebrows, which they stab it into your eyebrows, I think it's like 5 times each eyebrow. So it's quite painful for that, I guess, that minute. But it is very painful. But as soon as it's done, it's gone. The anesthetic kicks in. It's all good. Now, in regards to the actual procedure in like the rest of your skull, once you put the anesthetic on, it's fine. The rest of the skull, I felt in regard to the anesthetic was quite harmless. I never really felt the real sharp pain that I see online from other people saying that it's painful. To me, it was just the eyebrows part. That was literally it. As I said, I don't know if every hair clinic actually does that. That's the funny part. Okay, now that you've done the actual procedure, you've come home, whether it's from another country like Turkey or somewhere in your country, you've come home, your time to rest. You know, the first 3 days after the actual procedure, it might be at a worst. So what I was instructed by my doctors, my professionals, you're not supposed to go outside for the next 2 to 3 days, right? For me, not getting sunlight on my skin was unbearable. The sleep associated with the hair transplant was so annoying, right? You have to sleep in essentially an upright position for the first week with a neck pillow, like a travel pillow where you use on a plane. You can't roll over. The hair transplant, it's very sensitive. The hairs might fall out, and yada yada. And so it's such a annoying part of the actual recovery phase, which is that first 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Once you get past the point where you can sleep normally and you can have a shower normally, it's really not that bad. Once you get past that first fortnight, it's really pretty much, you're borderline 100% ready to do anything that is not extremely strenuous, but they say to you to just, chill out, not to push yourself. As you can tell by how perfect my hair is today, you'll be surprised to hear that I was doing exercise after 2 weeks, right? So after I was showering again and after I was sleeping normally again, I just got straight back to exercise. Now, obviously, I eased my way into it for the first few weeks, the first month after, getting the actual transplant. But after I felt as though within, 4 weeks of the hair transplant, I was back at work, working construction, which is a dirty environment, which is really not good for your skull, full stop. Not even talking about the hair transplant, I'm just saying it's not good for your body or your soul, which is the most important part of this. I was back at work, I was traveling, I literally did a FIFO gig, I traveled for a job from Melbourne to another state, say 6 weeks after my hair transplant, which is crazy to think about in retrospect. Probably wasn't the smartest decision. It kind of borderline hindered my growth and my recovery at that stage. But once I got back from this job, I had the money that I wanted to just kind of chill out for the next 2 months, I believe. So I chilled out. I chilled out for another month after coming back and allowed my hair to grow even better and stronger. Now that we've kind of caught up to more recent months in my life, I kind of want to talk about the actual, real expectations you should have getting a hair transplant. Like, the actual fact is that the realistic chance of you losing the rest of your hair is quite a big chance, right? I personally, and I repeat, personally have no issue going bald. We're all going to get old, we're all going to die, we're not going to look as pretty as we are in our 20s and we're just in our prime, right? I understand that, and I really want you guys to understand that as well. And the real reason I'm getting a hair transplant, or the real reason I got a hair transplant, was the fact that I'm single, I haven't found someone, I still want to look my best when I approach these women, right? And I'm not talking about women as in I'm dating multiple women. I just want to find a good, attractive young girl, and I'm in my 20s, by the way, but a good, attractive girl that I could go marry, and she could look at me and be like, my husband's good looking. That's the real reason. Now, I know a lot of people will say it's insecure, you could have shaved your head, blah, blah, they'll love you for who you are. Bro, come on, man, grow up. This is reality. We all judge each other by our looks. It's just the way it is. Now, as I said, if I find someone, or I get old, or even if I don't find someone and I'm just old and bald, guess what? I had a good run in my 20s. I enjoy my life. I think getting a hair transplant was one of the best decisions of my life. I feel so confident. I feel so great. I love it. And that is why I would recommend getting a hair transplant in the first place, really understanding why I got a hair transplant. I know I'm getting old. I know the hair's gonna go one day. It's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being bald. I'm okay with being old and ugly. I got no issue with that, right? But while I'm young, while I have the ability to do the things I do, travel across the world, work across Australia, do the things I do, I want to just present myself in the best way possible, right? Now, if I had the option to not get a hair transplant and get my money back, I'd still not do that, and I'll still do the hair transplant. I still think it was the best decision I could have done in the present moment of my life. I love the results. I love the way I feel at the moment. I feel as though it's only a matter of time before I find the love of my life and we move on from being so narcissistic, and maybe even I shave my head as a lol. Maybe that. Do you guys want me to shave my head? Leave a comment down below. I will shave my head if this video gets 100,000 views. I hopefully covered all the basic topics related to a hair transplant. If you guys want me to discuss anything more, whether it be the actual washing of your hair post hair transplant, what I did to look this good, what medications I'm on, and yada yada. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that, guys, because I don't want to bore you with too much for now. I hope you guys have a great day, and peace.